Sometimes, people say things that may initially seem hurtful or critical. If this has happened to you recently, your guardian angels are here to reassure you. Don't take those words to heart. Instead, give them the benefit of the doubt, and you may soon realize that their intentions were not to harm, but rather to help or protect you in some way. In those moments when words sting, it's natural to feel a mix of hurt and confusion. You might even find yourself questioning the motives behind those words. Remember, you are not alone in feeling this way. These experiences are a common part of the human journey, a shared experience where challenging conversations can cloud our emotions and perspectives. Yet, what if we chose to see these interactions not as barriers, but as gateways to deeper understanding and connection? Your guardian angels gently nudge you towards this realization. They encourage you to see beyond the surface of these exchanges, to recognize that within every challenging word lies an opportunity for growth, healing, and even stronger relationships. Imagine for a moment that these moments of misunderstanding are not just hurdles to overcome, but stepping stones toward a greater bond with those around you. The angels remind you that every word, no matter how harsh it may seem, carries within it the potential to teach us something valuable about ourselves and others. Let's embrace this perspective together. By turning moments of doubt into opportunities for reflection and connection, we pave the way for stronger, more resilient relationships. The angels encourage you to approach these situations with empathy and understanding. When you find yourself on the receiving end of harsh words or actions that leave you feeling hurt, it's natural to react defensively. But before allowing those feelings to take root, consider this. What if the intentions behind those words or actions were well-meaning, even if they didn't come across that way initially? It's important to pause and reflect before responding. Our first reaction is often based on a limited understanding of the situation, a snap judgment made without knowing the full story. It's like watching a movie from the halfway point. You see the drama, but you miss the context that gives it meaning. Our lives, too, are stories in progress, where every character, including ourselves, might not be fully understood at first glance. This is a moment for curiosity, not just defense. What could happen if we pause to ask, "What's your story?" Imagine the layers of understanding and connection that could unfold from such a simple yet profound question. Your guardian angels encourage this exploration, hinting at the richness of experiences and perspectives that we might uncover if we're willing to listen with an open heart. Rather than taking things too personally or harboring negative feelings, it's important to give people the benefit of the doubt. By doing so, you may discover a new perspective that reveals their actions were not meant to harm, but rather to help, guide, or protect you, perhaps by offering constructive criticism or providing advice meant to shield you from potential harm. Misunderstandings often arise when there's a breakdown in communication between two individuals. What someone says may not always align with what they truly mean, leading to confusion or conflict. It might also be that one person interprets what is said differently from what the other person intended. Consider, for a moment, the game of telephone you might have played as a child, where a message gets whispered from one person to the next. By the time it reaches the last person, the message often transforms into something entirely different. Isn't it fascinating and sometimes humorous how our words can take on new life as they travel through different ears? This childhood game mirrors the complexities of adult communication. Each person's background, emotions, and current state of mind act like filters, altering the original message. Recognizing this can be a powerful tool in navigating misunderstandings. When faced with a situation where words don't seem to match intentions, consider all the invisible filters at play. Taking a step back to reflect on this can open the door to compassion and patience, allowing for a more genuine connection. If you find yourself in such a situation, your guardian angels encourage you to assume positive intent. Seeking clarity can help bridge the gap between different perspectives. So rather than reacting defensively, take a moment to clarify their intentions through open and empathetic communication. This approach will help you better understand their motives and, in turn, allow for a more meaningful dialogue. Another important aspect to consider is that people communicate in their unique ways. Many factors influence how a person expresses themselves: cultural background, past experiences, and individual personality, to name a few. Think about the last time you encountered someone whose communication style was vastly different from your own. Maybe they were more direct than you were used to, or perhaps they relied more on nonverbal cues, leaving you puzzled. These differences aren't just random variations. They're the result of a rich tapestry of life experiences, cultural norms, and personal values. By embracing these differences, we can turn potential misunderstandings into opportunities for learning and growth. It's like becoming a linguist in the language of human interaction, where each new style you learn to interpret enriches your understanding of the world. This journey of discovery is something your guardian angels are guiding you toward. They encourage you to look beyond the surface and appreciate the diversity of human expression. In doing so, you'll find that what first seemed like a barrier can actually be a bridge to deeper mutual understanding and respect. What one person perceives as criticism may actually be intended as constructive feedback or genuine concern. By recognizing and respecting these differences, you can avoid jumping to conclusions